Okay, can I have a motion to open the meeting, please?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, can we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we're going to go to public input number one. The rules for public input number one in depth are on the seats on the charts. On the chairs. A summary of it is any group or organization wishing to address the board must identify a single spokesperson. Speakers will address remarks to the president. Speakers will conduct themselves in a civil and respectful manner. Speakers will not address personnel or students. If a speaker wants to speak a second time, they may speak at public input two. The board president has the right to discontinue public input at any time. At this time, is there anyone in the audience that would like to go to the podium and speak for public input one? Okay. Is there anyone online, Mr. Fisher?
No.
Okay. We're going to go now to the superintendent's report, Mr. Nichols.
Thanks, Sandy. I want to talk real briefly, provide a staffing update, which will also serve as the principal's report, because that's what everybody's been busy with. The administrators have all been hiring and going through the process necessary to acquire staff throughout the summer. So first of all, at the district level, you'll notice that there are, I believe, 7 resolutions tonight addressing security personnel as part of our revised security plan for the upcoming school year. In addition to those security guards, we've also hired a lot of educators at the elementary school. There have been 2 teaching assistants, and Mr. Malone's in the process of wrapping up. Actually, he's hired 2 special ed teachers, but he's also in the process of wrapping up 2 leave replacements, which should be done within the next week. So 6 people in total at the elementary school by the end of next week. And at the middle school, high school, we've hired a new technology teacher, a leave replacement for earth science, a math teacher, social studies teacher, English as a new language, 2 special ed teachers, as well as a leave replacement for health. On the next agenda, we'll have 4 teaching assistants for appointment, as well as hopefully a leave replacement for Spanish. So it's not that we've hired them yet. We're presenting them to you, the board, tonight for you to approve. But I just want to say thank you to the administrators. You guys have worked hard all summer. It's not an easy task. I've said this before, that recruiting and hiring personnel on the east end of Long Island is becoming harder and harder due to some obvious issues, most notably cost of housing and the commute related coming to and from Sag Harbor if you're not lucky enough to live on the east end. So thank you.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Nichols? No? Okay. Can I have a motion to accept board resolutions 8.1 through 11.35?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. May I have a resolution to approve? Motion to approve resolution 11.36.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Abstaining. So the motion passes. So welcome to all of our new hires who are here here. We welcome you to our Sag Harbor community. We're happy to have you.
You wanna introduce?
Yeah, introduce
those?
yourselves. Tell us.
Why does
Who you are?
so I don't call a name incorrectly? Yes.
You acknowledge it.
We welcome Erin Decker, the new teaching assistant,
Welcome.
and two new special education teachers, Kelly O'Keefe and Carly Sierra. Welcome.
And then for us, we have our brand new social studies teacher due to Victor Atkinson's retirement, Kyle Sheehan, who comes from the New York City Department of Education.
Okay, great. Well, that was quick. That was a lot of hires done really quick. Items for discussion.
I have one.
Okay, great. Sure.
So I wanted to revisit some of the COVID meeting protocols that were implemented to accommodate or make public access to the meetings easier due to COVID. And I checked with a lot of other districts to see what other districts are doing. And at this point, Sag Harbor is one of the few districts who still has some of these COVID modifications in place. So my recommendation moving forward to be aligned with what other districts are doing and maybe streamline some of our meetings is to continue to live stream the meetings so people who want to watch the meetings can. But with regard to public input, starting with the next meeting, my suggestion would be that public input be limited to those who attend the meetings. So in other words, that COVID accommodation where people could participate remotely, which none of the other districts are really doing at this
Right.
point, the exception of maybe one, that we move away from that. So I wanted to bring that up for discussion with the board to see what your thoughts are.
Yeah, it certainly seems like we're back to operating as normal and post all the general COVID restrictions on the school as a whole. So that seems to make sense. And most of the local schools,
Yeah,
have done the same. So
I checked with like 12 East End districts and there was one district who still allowed phone calls in, not what we do through a third party.
nobody was.
But everybody else had either done away with everything, including live streaming. Everybody had done away with remote participation for public input, but some had actually also done away with live streaming, which I'm not suggesting.
No.
I just think we should do away with the remote public input.
I think continuing a live stream is great. It just makes it so more people can see it, but I would agree in every other respect. We should get back to normal business.
Back to business.
It makes sense to me. I think a lot of the public input we've been seeing over the last few years has been in the form more of questions than comments. And given how accessible you and all of our administrators are, as well as the board, I just think that, when we have an agenda we want to get to the agenda, and questions that aren't on topic for what we have on the agenda can usually be handled in other situations.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I should have mentioned that obviously, thank you, Jordana. Questions that people have, they can always direct emails either towards a building principal if it pertains to their child who's in one of the principal schools, or if it's a district-wide question, certainly directed towards me, and we'll do our best to get back to them.
And we'll still welcome public input in person.
Absolutely.
Sounds great.
Dan?
Yep, I'm 100% on board. I think getting back to pre-COVID protocols are really what we've all been looking to do.
Okay. So it looks like moving forward on our next meeting, we'll be taking public input in person and keep the meetings going live streamed.
Sounds good.
Yes?
Right.
Okay,
Agreed.
all right, I agree with that wholeheartedly. Anything else, Mr. Nichols?
That was it for items for discussion.
Okay, I do, because this is gonna make Alex really happy. So I do have to get on the agenda for goals, Mr. Kreisman. So I'm thinking the next board meeting. I would like to start the meeting at 6 and start goals so we can get them up and running, because we really should have them done in August, but we do only have one meeting this month, so it's kind of a little bit of a time crunch. So can I count on everybody to be here at 6 o'clock at the next board meeting?
Think so. What day? Is that-
The 28th.
That'll be my goal. 28th of. The 28th of August?
Yeah.
All right, that's my goal for the year.
Sandy, is the goal setting session that takes place prior to the public meeting?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yes, yeah, so basically, I'm not asking anybody to come in for an extra day or an extra meeting, but just come in earlier so we can work on the goals and we can hopefully get them adopted and up by September. That's number one. Number two, I'm still waiting on requests from each of you for committees. So we can get those finalized. Remember the board
Yeah.
committees we said?
Yeah, I was sorry, I just thought we'd gone through most of those.
Well, we did, but I didn't get a list of like who
Okay.
wants to be the liaison, just to finalize all that. And then we'll have Mary Dumcheck go through and Jennifer chairs the committee, all the chairs to go through attendance of people who are on those committees. And then make sure that we get it out to the public that we are looking for the public to come in to be part of those committees.
So does a list go out from you and everybody puts down their name, or is that already gone out?
We already went through that at the last, at our board retreat.
Yeah.
They have the list, so I just need to get that from them and then I can send it off to Mary.
Okay.
I will also say that moving forward, any committee meetings will also not be able to have people Zoom in. They need to be all held in person also. So I think if we're going to do that for
Yeah.
this, we should also do that for our other meetings.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
yeah.
And we've already done that for the board, right?
Yes,
From a
yeah,
voting
right.
standpoint.
The board members can
Yeah.
stream in, but you can't vote.
Yeah.
So that's already
It's the
been
same
stopped.
protocol.
again. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we good?
Good. Yeah.
Great. Okay. So 6 o'clock on the 28th.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Now, public input number two. Same rules apply from public input number one. So if there's anybody in the audience that would like to speak at public input two, now would be your chance. Okay, is there anyone online?
No.
Okay. Well, I think I just made history in the shortest meeting ever.
Wow.
May I have a motion to convene into executive session to discuss contracts?
So
Second.
When we come out of executive session, we would just close the public meeting, no action will be taken. So thank you all for coming. Safe trip home